Hello there, lads and lassies. Welcome to Scottish Geeks. My name is Derek, and today we're going to be talking about Doctor Who Season 10, Episode 2. Smile! Yes, well, okay. Spoilers ahead for those of you who don't ever watch reviews. Uh, Massive spoilers. I'll basically talk about the majority of the episode. There's always one episode every season of Doctor Who recently that just loses my interest completely, and if I was any less than a big fan of Doctor Who, would probably stop me watching it. Smile was that episode for this series. It felt wrong. It didn't feel like a proper Doctor Who episode. It felt like someone had been told to write an episode for Doctor Who to connect with the younger audience, and unfortunately had no idea what the younger audience was like. Basically, it's like emojis and IT crowd and yay! I actually found myself drifting during this episode to looking at the wall, having conversations with friends instead, and there were laugh out loud moments, but it was just, to me, was a poorly written and executed episode. And bless them, the actors, Peter Capaldi and all that, they did their job. They did it well, but even they, during the course of the episode, didn't look convinced. Then basically the episode starts out with a lovely sort of space age sort of planet with wheat everywhere. I don't know why there was wheat everywhere. And these tiny little robots called the Vardis doing all the fun work and stuff, like yay, nanotech and weird robots that look like Disney robots things happening on. And basically what happens is something happened in this planet where if you're not happy or smiling, you're fertilizer. Basically, you're dead. Robot comes up, hugs you. Vardis come down and eat all the, well, everything that's not really needed, to be fair. And I don't really know what it does with it because it's never explained what actually happens to organic components, not just the calcium stuff. I mean, it's got to go somewhere. It has to be redistributed. Is it making the rest of the foundation? Do they just digest it and it dissolves into nothingness? What happens? Oh, sorry, this is just one of those things that happens. It's like I overanalyze on occasion, but sort of questions I like to ask. And as a Doctor Who viewer, you might have a semblance of intelligence, so you do ask questions like that. But it kind of spoke to me of a little bit of the happiness patrol. Everyone's smiling, and killjoys get killed, etc. But the execution of this episode was just terrible. Anyway, so we move on to the Doctor having a chat with Bill in the TARDIS, and being somehow told that he's done some sort of an oath where he can't leave the planet, which is not really explained too much. Apparently it's just a thing happened and he happened to do the thing and then the thing made him have to do the other thing. That's pretty much the explanation you get. I'm not joking, watch it. You'll see. So they go to this planet and they have a look around, and there's these wee happy robots, and you've got these little smiley face badges that only people who look at you can see, so that you can have a conversation eye to eye, so you don't see how the other person's feeling. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I mean, I know this episode's probably not for me, but it's a family show. It's meant to be for everyone. Anyway, so moving on. So they go to this place, and the Doctor's obviously got the smiley emoji face with the eyebrows on it. And, excuse me. And, sorry, I'm just choking to death on my own words here. He's got his smiley face with the eyebrows on it for some reason. No one else has the eyebrows on it. The smiley emoji bots attack them eventually. Things happen. There's cubes of blue stuff. I really lost interest. I really did. I mean, talking about this episode, to me, a proper reviewer should really go through every second of the episode and explain what's been happening and stuff like that. I'm not a critic. I'm just a fan of the show who wants to talk about it with you guys. And I cannot, honestly, in every way, shape or form, I can't bring myself to watch that episode again. I will remember what I can remember about it. I mean, one of the things that made me laugh comes up after quite a fun scene. Basically, the Doctor takes Bill back to the TARDIS, says, wait here, watch it, don't look at my browser history, oh ha ha ha, so funny, so in with the kids and that and stuff. And she asks, why don't you call the police or something? And then looks at the police box, oh, it clicks, he is the police, he's the one that people call, blah blah blah. And the doctor, of course, is at this moment saying, I fancy doing something very childish, like blowing this place up. The doctor doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He looks for ways around these things. He doesn't just go kaboom. Whoever wrote this, I didn't even look to see who wrote it. I just don't think they know what Doctor Who's about at all. Anyway, so she runs after him, as of course all companions do. They never do what they're told. And says, "Why are you Scottish? Does every planet have Scotland?" And he's like, "Well, every planet wants their independence." Ha 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 ha. Politics. Yeah, I laughed at that part, but it was a very sort of kind of laugh. So moving on, so they discover this place is a big spaceship and stuff, which could have technically been explained earlier on. Doctor should have really known about that straight away, but for some reason I never even thought about it. They go into the spaceship, of course, all the people who are supposed to be going to the planet are in there in stasis pods, waking up, and oh my god, they're going to die because these robots think everyone should be happy all the time. What's going on? So of course they find that all these people are there, and there's this one person for some reason who's lying there dead and still got a smiley face badge on, but with the X'd out eyes. I don't get what she was doing there. There's a small child and there's people with guns, etc, etc. So basically the doctor tries to blow the place up, discovers there's people in it, and manages somehow to stop the explosion from happening. Oh wait, he's the doctor, technological genius, he should have been able to do that no problem. Anyway, so they go back and then, oh, wow, lo and behold, the doctor finds out that the robots are sentient and think of themselves as a new type of life form. One of them gets killed, gets angry, wants revenge and stuff like that, so the doctor just suddenly... and I hate saying this, turns them off and on again. Yeah. That's how they beat the baddies. He presses the power button. Twice. That's it. That's what you're getting for your money, folks. That's what you're getting for your viewing pleasure that Saturday night. Click, click. Done. Of course, the computer, the robots, the Vardis and all that now recognise themselves as some sort of sentient life form, having not apparently been reset, and the doctor discusses rent with them for the humans coming to the planet, even though the humans created them. I don't even know anymore. One saving grace of this episode, however, was that it ended. I'm not joking. I was that annoyed by the whole thing. I was so annoyed by the whole thing. I was like, it's finally over. And of course we get the end credits come up. They're coming soon for the next week's episode. Looks fun as hell, but I'm still trying to get this. I mean, it seems to me they're doing a Sylvester McCoy on Peter Capaldi. This should be his last hurrah because this is the last season. Stephen Moffat's last hurrah. If they're going to continue to bring out episodes like this, I see it being a very hated season, and that is not Capaldi's fault. It's really not. He is a good doctor. He just has had a bunch of really bad episodes. I mean, look at like I said, look at Sylvester McCoy. Sylvester McCoy's Doctor started off as mischievous, sort of sinister, sort of evil genius kind of thing, master manipulator, could play chess with fate, and then turned into a bumbling clown, and it just sucked. You know, it was like the people who were creating it at this time wanted to get rid of Doctor Who, so they had to find a way to make it look crap. And if that is what Moffat is trying to do, and I'm sorry, Mr. Moffat, if you're not trying to do this is a genuine attempt at doing a great episode, but if you're trying to make it look bad so that the next person comes in has a really difficult job of making it look better, which, to be honest, wouldn't be too hard if you make it look that bad. Anyone else coming in can make it look fantastic. I mean, my nephews, bless them, could write a better episode of Doctor Who than anyone who wrote that episode there. I'm sorry guys, I'm ranting far too much, but I just found it to be pretentious nonsense, and I did not enjoy it one slight bit. The only part I laughed at because it was like a what kind of laugh. I could do without any more episodes like this. Let's just hope this is the only episode this season that is disappointing. Anyway guys, that has been my opinion. I want to know what your opinion was. Please let me know in the comments below. please feel free to disagree with me. This is what this is about. I am not an evil overlord, although I could be. I could be the master. I would like the debate. I would like to know your personal thoughts on the episode, what you personally thought on it. Don't go by what I say, go by your own minds. That's all we can ask you to do. Everything I ever do on this channel is my own opinion, and I love to hear your opinions as well. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to share this with your friends, and I'll catch you next time. But until then, bye bye.